All right, what is up, everyone? We are back, like I said, for the weekend forecast. We're going to be going over gold. We had a great week last week. A lot of huge movement inside the market. So that was good. We had a couple great calls. So be sure to go to the past streams and go check those out as well. I also published some ideas for gold and for the DXY. So go to the TradingView channel and also be sure to check those out. And don't just look at them. Don't just save them to your phone. Don't just screenshot them. Be sure to go back, pull up a chart beside it, and look at those yourself. So that way you can start to develop the skill set, copy and be able to start to see what it is, someone's looking at when they come to the market if you don't already have a set strategy. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this thing and I'll show you kind of what we're going to do to prepare for this upcoming week. So again, starting on the higher time frame, we're looking at the daily. On the daily time frame, if we look in, we just made let's go ahead and mark this. I guess I don't have the template saved. We got a higher high. Got a higher low. Better turn my caps on. Get a higher high and a higher low. And now we're trending upwards in the market by breaking this piece of structure right here. And we're coming into an area of our 1 hour liquidity zone. It was our take profit. Okay, so we kind of got our overall analysis on our higher time frame. So let's go ahead. And while we're doing this, we're going to download this image. Pop this open, add image. I guess it's not going to download to my computer. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now let's go back. Going to drop down to the 4 hour time frame. This is where we're going to start to really see the movement in the market. Or I say movement in the market, but we're really starting to see the patterns that are forming. We had this flag. Now you can kind of see the flag forming really good on the 4 hour time frame. All right. There's this 1, 2. We got some touches down here. We're going up. This was what you would call a D. I'm going to butcher this spelling. Okay, I guess I didn't. Descending channel. This would be the bottom. Now I'll butcher the spelling, of course. And now we've switched momentum. We're also going to go ahead. We're going to download this image as well. And then we're going to go ahead and drop down to the 1 hour time frame. And then if you go back, last week we had an area that I marked on the chart. It was right here, where we were able to find our support area and this is off of like recent structure and stuff. You can kind of see where it floats through. And price either likes to be on the bottom of this or likes to be on the top of it. So when we broke above and we hit our 1 hour take profit, I was able to go back and find this area to kind of read between the lines to find something where price would want to come back and find some type of support before giving us an indication of which direction it was going to go. So that was kind of our support area that I had. I just downloaded that image. So let's go ahead. Let's add image. Go ahead and we're going to drop this over here. So that's our 4 hour time frame. We're now on our 1 hour time frame where we're starting to be able to see our ascending a lot better. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep this box on here just like this. I'm going to shrink it to where price currently is because of one reason, and I'm going to show you. Let's go ahead. We're going to download this image as well. We're going to save it. Because what we're going to look for in price this week is I'm actually going to copy the pattern and show you better than I could probably tell you. So it probably look like this. We'd want to see something like this right here. Let's shrink this up. And we'll pull this up as if price is in this area. Price trickles down and it forms kind of like a flag. It's not going to be so obvious, but it looked just about like this. And then after it gives us our flag, we could be looking for it to come up. Everyone's going to be looking because it's kind of forming this scoop in the market for price to go lower. But what we got to pay attention to is when we go over here on the 1 hour, we broke this liquidity zone just right here. And now we're going to be looking for the market to give us this pullback, which is what I'm indicating by the ghost replay that we have on here. I've shrunk my screen, everyone. Hopefully I can get out of this. There it goes. We're going to delete this off now. So everyone's going to be looking for price to go lower right away. And it's just going to kind of trickle down like this. And then it's going to make its way up, come up to here again, where everyone's going to be looking for some type of sell. And then we'll get a push to go higher. And that's ideally what I'm looking for is along this week. However, if we were going to get a breakthrough in the market, this is what we would be looking for. We'd be looking for a clear break below. So say price does make its way down here. We'd be looking for a clear break below this structure like this, giving us the indication that the market does want to go lower. So let me grab our paintbrush tool. We'd be looking for a clear break down below, then it making some type of flag like this before the market wants to go to the bottom side. And then we would be targeting lows, okay? But it has to be some type of impulse because each time that the market has broke through, like impulse, it's going to have to be some sort of impulse to the bottom side in order for us to have an indication that the market does want to reverse. So we would have to be patient on those couple scenarios. We could get some price structure like that. We could also get some price structure Let me see if I can find it. Like, oh yeah, it was just this right here. Oh yeah, maybe I did grab the right piece of price. So yeah, we would love to have something just like that where price kind of pushes down not so clearly before pushing higher. I doubt we would get anything like this, but we could. We could get this like elongated structure where price doesn't quite want to break. It kind of piddles out and gives us some structure to the market. So when price is slowing down, this is what it would look like. It would have a lot more structure to it, and by structure, it would more so have like a section to it because in the market you have a couple phases. Okay, you have an impulsive phase and you have a corrective phase. When the market is moving impulsively, it's movements like this that you're seeing. Okay, this is starting to form a correction, and when it's forming a correction, it can also form a correction slowly. And by slowly, you can look at how the bars on price are forming. They could look just like this here, kind of float around up top, and then we would grab something like this. That's not really a great example. Let's grab one more piece of price of the market going down sharply. Yeah, this would be a good example. Something like that, where we now get a clear indication that the market is going to break lower after price is slowly formed up here. It's failed to continue to break that high, and eventually it makes a new low. It breaks this low after failing to break it there, breaks the low, pushes back inside, then we get the move down, and you could look for some type of movement to the downside. So it's not always super straightforward. Um, I showed you a couple different scenarios. It's the market. It doesn't have to do anything that you want it to do. But I'm telling you how I'm going to be looking for the market to play. And that's exactly what I would be looking for right here is the market to correctively either go to the downside where it forms like a slow down in price movement, and then it gives us an indication that it wants to break lower after forming some new lows. But since we formed this new high, I have a feeling the market's going to kind of piddle around. It's not going to break any significant structure, and then it's going to start to form new highs in this area, give us some sort of pullback, and on that pullback, then we could be looking to take the market to the top side. So I'm definitely more biased for a long this week, but I'm still happy to take a short. I'm not opposed to taking a short position. We're going to download this image as well. Go over here. Let's open this back up. Okay, beautiful. So now you see I have this is our weekend forecast. I have the dollar drawn up right here. Hopefully you're getting a good view of this, of some predictions I have for the dollar. And then I have the gold right here below it. And this is definitely in my go-to setups. Price is still in the middle of nowhere, but since it's in the middle of the nowhere, I'm kind of banking on mass psychology here. And that's definitely what I'm going to be trading, is more so the mass psychology of the market. But it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Um, in the on TradingView, if you go into the page, I again publish an idea, and on the idea that I published, it will have a really thorough walkthrough of all the stuff that I'm looking at on the chart. Also with some reasonings. I didn't include any entries. I didn't include how you would manage or handle the position, because I'm not really going to be looking to take a trade on this till it gives me something down in this area, indicating that it wants to go ahead and turn around to go higher. But again, like I said, I am perfectly okay with not trying to force the market to do anything. And if it wants to give me a breakdown below here, I would gladly take a sell, target some lows, take that first flag, or take the little hover right there and sell into this bottom side, because there is a lot of movement that it can make. But after reviewing the dollar, we'll just go ahead. Let's hop over there real quick. Yeah, here's the dollar. Let's go ahead. We're gonna pop out one more. Yeah, on this is our daily liquidity zone. We have a weekly liquidity zone up top. The market hasn't really formed anything crazy. I drew this. It's the start of an ascending, but I don't think that's the final form that it's gonna take. I think it's going to form something down here once we get a rejection off of this low and make more of a steeper pattern. Let's delete this. I don't want to save that. Copy this. And then we would have this huge ascending channel, which would have a lot more clearer structure. Again, I'm not going to force it. This is the current ascending channel that I have. We have broken below it, but look at this support zone that we're sitting on. And that's why if you go into the 1 hour or the 4 hour, my lines are going to look a little crazy that I've drawn now that I'm zoomed in. And we discussed it targeting these lows. Again, go back into the trading view. I talked about it targeting these lows down here. This is pretty similar to the chart that I had last week. It's filling out beautifully. I would have to again have something really significant for price to like break down below here impulsively, giving us the indication that the market does want to move lower. But if not, we could get a rejection and it could just float higher, and target up here, because it never made it to this liquidity zone. It's a missed liquidity zone. We could even target this one up top. But again, I'm not going to force my hand on the market. I'm going to let the market tell me what it wants to do. So that's a breakdown of the dollar and gold, mainly gold, because that's the pair that I trade. But I'm going to give it a correlation in that scenario. And since I have my chart all marked up, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete not all this stuff off. And now that I have my ideas saved of what I'm forecasting for the week, I can leave my chart there and now just have my forecast pulled up on my laptop, and then over here on the desktop have my chart wide open and sit and be able to trade the market objectively and know what it is I'm forecasting for and why. So I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Uh, Feel free to follow us here on TradingView, and we'll have more ideas, more live videos, more published ideas coming to you almost daily as we just continue to look at the market. So I hope you enjoyed, and catch you next time. Peace. Now I gotta hit the stop button.